Hey, what is going on YouTube? It's Brandon back here with another video for you guys today. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and sorry for missing yesterday's upload. For whatever reason, my video just was not uploading to YouTube, so I do apologize for that. So I am here with today's video now that I was going to post yesterday, but here it is. Today we're going to be talking about GameStop, their stock, kind of their balance sheet, what they have on it. Does it make sense? Should you buy? Should you sell? What should you do with this stock? So I'm going to be covering that in today's video. But before I get into that, make sure to hit that sub button. Post videos Monday through Friday, usually. And I go over the stock market, financial news, everything in between. So if you like that, make sure to hit that sub button and like this video. With all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into this video. So the things we're going to be looking at is we're going to be looking at GameStop's stock chart and their balance sheet and the kind of couple things under there, and then I'm going to be talking about my personal opinion over them and kind of go from there. So let's go ahead and start getting into the computer. Okay, so as we can all see here, this is GameStop's chart over the last month, and you can see it was pretty dormant for a while. Everybody viewed GameStop as kind of a deadbeat stock. Nothing was really happening with it. Then all of a sudden, it has just lifted off these last couple weeks. As you can see, it's gone up all the way from $20, and it's almost 3x since then. And today it is up like probably around 20%, I believe. So as you can see, this stock just does not care what anybody thinks about it. It has just gone nothing but up. Stocks only go up from what everybody says. And so let's go on the 1 minute chart and throw it to the 1 day. And yeah, this is just crazy. It is up so much today. And for those of you wondering, the only thing I ever have on my charts, if any, is just VWAP and the moving average. That's all I really ever have on my charts. But as you can see right here, it's going for 60 today. It's insane how it's just moving like this and how all the crazy gains people have been getting from this stock. Like I've mentioned before in previous videos, but if you ever look at Wall Street bets, people are just going insane on this stock, making thousands of percent, hundreds of thousands of dollars, in some cases maybe even millions of dollars. It's just an insane amount of money to really be thinking about. But yeah, if you just looked at this chart alone, this looks like a very crazy breakout, and this would be, I mean, hey, it doesn't really show any signs of slowing down anytime soon, which is kind of scary because GameStop's balance sheet, I don't know, it's not the most attractive, especially how the stock is moving. And so let's go into that right now. So I'm going to be on Wall Street Journal right now. And yeah, we're just going to look at the balance sheet first. Some of the things that kind of really stick out to me with it. So some of the first things you see, and all these values are in millions, as you can see here. Oh, in millions. But their cash and short-term investments have only gotten smaller in the last couple years, or last year I should say, which is a little alarming that they're kind of getting lower on cash. And as you can see, they're down like 70% on their growth with it. First little flag I have with that there. And then other than that, I mean, it's pretty basic, kind of boring to look at. But another thing that kind of really stands out to me a lot with this is that their total assets, their growth, if you look at it over the past few years, yeah, the first year, that's a baseline. It went up for the next 2 years, slowed down in growth, and then in 2019 had a definite pullback, and this last year had even a bigger pullback. And so that's $2.8 billion in total assets, but they're down 30% from last year when they were already down 20%, which is definitely a sign of a company that is not doing it right. Because as you can see here, if you look at the right, it shows the 5-year trend. It's just going down. Most of these are going down or staying the same, which is not what you really want to see in a company. And obviously in a company, you want to see either slow, steady growth, exponential growth, some form of growth. You don't want to see this negative downturn that it has. So the next thing I kind of want to go over is, let's see what I want on the income statement. And yeah, this is just sales growth. And again, year over year, it's been negative. In 2019, it was 3%, and this last year, it was even further down, 22%. Now, I know the pandemic and everything's been slowing it down, but it is still down a substantial amount. And if you think GameStop, even their online platform, you'd think they'd have some kind of sales if people wanted to play video games or whatnot. I know personally, I don't even remember the last time I even stepped in a GameStop, much less bought something there. But hey, maybe I'm different from everybody. I don't know. And then if you just kind of look down, a lot of their gross income and everything, it's just been dropping, and it's crazy. Pre-tax income, hey, that's gone up. That's gone up a lot. I'll give them that. But most of this stuff has dropped a ton. And again, I just over here at the 5-year growth or trend chart, a lot of this has just gone down in the last 5 years. There's not much growth happening here, which is not something you really want to see in a stock that you want to invest in long term. Trading a stock's different, but investing long term, I really don't know. So kind of the last thing I want to talk about, yeah, look at that. Oh, it's up 36% today. Excuse me, that's just insane. I don't even know what to say about that. It is just makes zero sense, but hey, ride it. But the next thing I wanted to really look at is the cash flow. And cash flow is really important for a company because that allows them to do different things, maybe open another location, whatever they want to do with the cash. It's always good for them to have some kind of cash flow coming in. And hey, it's good for them. They're up 30% on the year from 2019. 2019 was not a good year for GameStop at all. But they are still definitely in the red, 470 grand. Still not pretty, but it is growth, so I won't just be all negative on that. That is a small sign of something great. But the biggest thing when I was looking at their balance sheet and cash flow, this is the biggest thing that I don't like at all about GameStop, is just their net operating cash flow right here. I do not like this at all. Because as you can see, they started out great and they just consistently have lost a lot of money, or cash flow, I should say. And 2019, they lost 25%. That was a pretty big hit, but it's not the end of the world. But as you see this last year, they were down 227%. They are in negatives now. So they're losing money. There's not really a fact of the matter. They're just losing money. And I mean, it's not a great outlook for GameStop. They definitely have a lot of debt. And really, the best possible thing I see for GameStop happening right now, as GameStop breaks $60, as I'm talking about, and the stock's up 41%. What am I talking about? But the best thing I see happening with GameStop is that maybe somebody could have a buyout offer, and then they could use the debt, they could rework it and use it for tax write-offs, so that way they could own the GameStop and their real estate. That would be my best case scenario for GameStop and kind of what's happening with them. But GameStop has been insanely popular on all the forums. Everybody's talking about GameStop. It has not really seen a down day for a while, and all the updates are very sizable. As you see today, it's up like 40%. A stock that is up 40% in a day does not happen very often, and if it usually does, it's usually on earnings or something. But this isn't earnings, it's just running up like rampant. I can't explain it. I don't think really anybody can, except for we are in a fairy tale land in the stock market right now. No matter what company is, it can just run up all of a sudden. A perfect example of this is Alibaba. Just because Jack Ma was seen publicly, the stock shot up, I think, like 5% just from the sight of him being alive, which is, I mean, don't get me wrong, him being alive is great for the company, but just having it confirmed and a stock can just shoot up 5%, that's a big company like that. We are kind of in an insane marketplace right now, and there's not really anything that is wanting to go down. So all the short sellers out there are not having a great year or so because the market has been so resilient and ignorant of everything going on. It only goes up. There have really been no downsides to any stock based on the paper value of it. Everything has only gone up. Anybody could make money right now. Just put money in there and let it ride. And the biggest thing with the stock market, the trend is always your friend. Do not try to time the market. Do not try to beat the market. Even though GameStop, it doesn't really make sense on how it's been running up, or you don't understand it. Who cares? If the trend is showing that it's only going up, ride that wave. If you want it, trading it is usually the best way to do the trend, but you can also look at trends from the outward perspective, and especially if you want to invest long term, you should look at balance sheets, the trend of the stock, how it moves. Trend is always your friend in the stock market. It won't lie to you. Even though it won't make sense about what's happening or what even is going on, the trend will always tell you the story of the stock. And even if it doesn't make sense and everything is going up, S&P's up an insane amount over the last year since the March lows, it doesn't matter. If you think it's overvalued, guess what? It could be overvalued for the next 5 years for all we know. So if you think it's going to be a good buy now, get into it now. Because if you just wait to time the market and to get into it, you're probably going to be waiting around a long time, and you'll get lucky maybe every like 10, 15 years when there's a big, huge correction, and you'll miss out on a lot of gains. So GameStop, even though I really, really do not like the company, I don't think it makes sense to invest in long term. I mean, it's gone up 40% today. So who am I to say it's a bad company? I mean, the financials and everything on the back end don't make sense, but nobody cares about that right now. Everybody only cares about making money in the stock market. So if you're riding the trend, ride it. And if you see something start to change or correct, get out of it and then ride the other trend. It doesn't matter what's happening. You just need to put your money in the market and let it ride. Especially if you're trading, it's a perfect time to trade. Doesn't really seem like anything's going down. So calls have been printing. Whatever you've been doing has been crazy. So I know personally, I definitely missed out on the GameStop train, but I hope whoever was in it early on really took advantage of that opportunity and made so much money. I really, really like to see people succeed, but just try not to be too crazy and over leverage yourself too much in one position. But to just quickly wrap up my thoughts and opinions on GameStop, personally, I think the company is horrible. I don't like the financials. I don't like the debt they have, their negative cash flow. I really don't like any of that going into the company. But if you're only going off the charts and how the trend is looking and what it's been happening, it's been a great trading opportunity / investing opportunity short term if you want to take advantage of it. I just do not personally trust the company long term. But if you guys enjoyed today's content and small breakdown, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out so much. And I post videos Monday through Friday, so if you want to see more of my content, stay tuned here. I post videos and they normally come out right when the market closes. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned to it. And if you have any questions or other companies you want me to kind of look at and go into, drop a comment down below, drop their ticker symbol or whatever you want, and I'll make sure to give it a look, and I'll probably make a video over it. So thank you guys so much for getting this far into the video. If you made it this far, you're a real one. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on Monday.